There are so many sneaky little expenses that are causing money to slip out of your budget like water, without you even noticing. We call these expenses money leaks, and I see this all the time with my clients. Subscriptions and fees that have long been forgotten, expenses that are not paid regularly, variable costs that are just adding up without notice. There are so many things that we're dealing with when it comes to our money. Today, we're going to be getting into detail with all of this. I'm going to talk about why money leaks happen, how to find the leaks in your own budget, and how to fix it. Hello everyone, my name is Brittany and I am a millennial financial coach who makes videos all about taking the fear out of finance so that you can get on with the rest of your life. Today we are going to be talking about money leaks. Money leaks are those sneaky little expenses that you don't even notice are sucking your accounts dry. They happen for a myriad of different reasons, but for most of us, it's because we have a lot on our mind. We don't have time to comb over every single little thing. We don't have the memory capacity to keep every single expense at the forefront of our minds, and that's okay. We don't have to keep everything on the perfect track at all times, but we do need to make being aware of these things a priority, taking a little bit of time now so that it doesn't cause us a huge headache later. Another reason why these leaks happen is that we pay for convenience. Now, that's not always a bad thing, but sometimes we do run into situations where we're in a routine that we keep running even though it no longer serves us, or maybe never did. Again, we need to be aware of what those routines are so that we know we're actually making a conscious choice to stick with them, rather than just have them happening in the background because that's what happened before. So let's talk about the different types of leaks that can happen in your budget and what you can do about them. Money leak number one is forgotten fees. Auto-renewing subscriptions are a really good example of this money leak. Regardless of if they're paid monthly, yearly, or quarterly, it's easy to sign up for some mystery subscription and then never think about it ever again. As an example, I have a charge for $4.51 that comes out of my account every month. It's labeled Apple iTunes, which is totally weird because I haven't bought anything from iTunes in years. And 2 months ago, that fee suddenly jumped to a monthly $14.10. Now, because I have a good understanding of my accounts, I know that $4.51 of that fee is my extra iCloud storage. And the extra $9.59 was my new Mealime subscription. However, I could have easily forgotten that I even subscribed to anything. And in fact, even though I knew what this was for, when I saw it, I still kind of forgot, and my heart skipped a little because of the big amount change. Seriously, Apple, why doesn't this charge just say I bought it from the App Store? It makes it so much more confusing. So, how do you fix this? Look at your statements. And I know, this seems so simple, but not a lot of people actually take the time to do this. It's super important. Just take 10 minutes once a month and make sure that you know what every single expense is on that PDF that comes from your bank or your credit card company. Those account fees and extra charges, know what they're for and know that you made the conscious choice to pay for them. Another thing that really helps with this is that when you're signing up for a subscription, especially one that renews at a weird time, like once a year or like once every 3 months or something like that, make sure to make a note in your calendar. Put a reminder a few weeks before it's due to renew and just check in with yourself whether you actually want to keep using that service. That way, you're not just being reactive by noticing it on your statement after it's too late to cancel what you already just paid for. Money leak number two is random expenses. This one is more of an expense type and not necessarily a money leak, but it can become a money leak if you forget to budget for these types of expenses. Things like gifts or car repairs, anything that seems to come up super randomly. If we forget to actually prepare for these types of expenses, over time they can become a huge money pit. I see this all the time and totally went through it myself, where every month is kind of going along fine and you have a great money system, but then it's suddenly November and there's 3 birthdays that you have to pay for.
And then after that, it's Christmas and you have gifts to buy, and even if maybe you're prepared for those a little bit, then you get a gift from your coworker that you didn't get anything for, and you have to find them a present and get something extra, and then it's your partner's birthday at the end of the month, and your anniversary is after that, and then there's an annual license fee that's due by the end of January, and by that point, it's February, and that's Valentine's Day, and you gotta start all over again.
Imagine if your car broke down during all of that, or an emergency happened with your family and you had to buy a plane ticket to go and see them. All of those little tiny expenses that are leaking out of your budget, they don't seem like a big deal until they do, until they suddenly matter because you have nothing left. Stop these leaks by preparing for all that you can. Know and calculate in advance all the things that you have to pay. Now, you won't know exactly what type of emergency or extra thing will come up, but fill in the blanks that you do know. You know when the birthdays and holidays are, so how much do you generally spend? You know when the license fee is due, and how much is that fee? Calculate how much you need to save for all these things in advance so that they're actually planned into your spending. Instead of being leaked out as they come up, you want to actually control that spending so that it doesn't mess up the rest of your budget. Money leak number 3 is high variable spending. How much do you spend on food? Do you know? How much do you spend on entertainment and going out? Are you keeping track? The expenses in your budget that are costing you the most are often things that you just take for granted. You're going to notice if your cell phone bill is too high. You're going to notice if your heating bill is astronomical. But do you ever notice how many times you actually swipe your debit card for drinks with a friend? Or going to the movies with your partner? How many times you go to the grocery store, or how much money that you actually spend on snacks? All of these things are part of our routine, and not often do we actually take a look at them in a bulk lump sum to actually realize how much we're legitimately spending. If you haven't made a budget or ever tracked any of this information, you don't know. And that means money could be just pouring out of your accounts like a waterfall. Make sure that you have an actual understanding of how much these things are costing you. Once you realize how much you're actually spending, you'll be able to better assess whether that money is being well spent, if it's meeting your needs and aligning with your values. If it doesn't, it will be a good wake-up call to change. Tally up all your expenses for the last 3 months. Categorize them into different kind of buckets like eating out, or groceries, or bills, whatever, just to see what the pattern is. If you're happy with your spending, great, keep that number and find a way to keep it on track. Something like taking out a certain amount of cash or keeping a certain debit card only for those expenses. But if you're not happy with that number, then there is your money leak. Find a way to reallocate that spending into something that you actually value. Sometimes we keep things going because it's part of our routine or it's convenient, and we'll look at our budget and think, whoa, I will never be able to save blank amount because I have nothing left to use. But when we actually analyze, there are things that are totally not aligning with our values. If you really want to save that blank amount, then just take a look at these things. You could very well find a way to afford it with just the money you already have. Alright, that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you like this video, maybe you will like one of these other videos on the screen right now. Maybe they're here or here. And let me know in the comments down below what you'd like to hear from me next. I make these videos just for you guys, so let me know if there's anything specific that you want me to talk about. Until next time, I'm wishing you great financial health. Bye!